1389, 1389. John X-ray Paul. 8839. No water warrant. Roger.
388, 3888. See the woman. 415 Pike. 2701 Wilder. Code 2.
Took place in 1972 when I had 12 years on the LAPD. I was still a working cop, even though I had the 2 bestsellers under my belt. I was still going to work every day. So my detective partner, Richard Kalk, and I used to drive up to Burbank Studios to talk to David Gerber and other executives about this idea he had. And I thought what David Gerber wanted it to be would have to be an anthology. We'd have different actors each week, so we could do whatever we wanted to these self-contained dramas. If we wanted to kill off the actors, we could kill them off.
9Y14 to 20.
It wouldn't be a continuing family of actors as television was used to. Of course, we got the argument that anthology television is dead, we don't have it anymore, Playhouse 90 was a thing of the past. But I sort of stuck to my guns, and so did David, in arguing with the studio and NBC.
Police, freeze!
And they finally relented and said, well, maybe we could consider an anthology approach to this. The stars are no longer as important as the story is. And I'm a writer. I wanted the story to be the star, not the actors. That's how Police Story basically was conceived by David Gerber and myself, in addition to being an innovative, creative, terrific producer. He was a great salesman, and he sold it. And there we had not just the only anthology on television at the time, but a cop anthology, something unheard of. I had a kind of unofficial job as a story editor. They would deliver each episode to my home, and I would read them and make notes and get back to them. I would keep them true, if I could, to the concept of Police Story. But still, The decisions of how it finally went down were made by David Gerber, Columbia Pictures Television, and of course, NBC.
Please don't leave.
I want to get into the psychology of being a cop. I don't care about chases and shootouts and squealing tires and sirens. That isn't what makes up police work, at least not the interesting part of police work to me. It's the psychology of the job. It's the psychology of the cop. It's what happens to him after being out there on the streets and seeing not just the worst of people, but ordinary people at their worst. What does that do to the cop? Does that make him prematurely cynical? If it does, how does he go home and deal with his family? I said, I'm interested in all of that.
Please, don't make a move.
Oh, well, that's a relief. I thought it was a holdup.
President's gone. What? Richardson!
He was here, wasn't he?
Well, if I can't catch Robert and hold him, I don't know how you can.
Now, I'll just need 10 minutes to leave here and get myself to a telephone to my friends.
Yeah, I didn't say you had to admire him. You got to admire his style, though.
He's a personal insult to me. You're making me mad.
David Jansen as a fearless and dedicated police sergeant in a movie-length police story special. David Jansen struggles to handle more than he can. An alcoholic officer, a dangerous love triangle.
One of these days or nights, he's going to see it.
No.
Finally, concern for his men pushes him to the breaking point. In Police Story's Emmy-winning tradition, a movie-length police story special. Tuesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain Time, right after Richard Pryor on NBC.
It's going down now. 211 in progress.
Oh my God! Ah! Let me out of here! I want out! Let me out of here!
That's slow, boy. You take the vice president.
Right. Let's have a look at your safe.
Oh.
Come on.
Help! I want
Police
out.
officer, freeze!
That's her. No mistake. Read it.
Positive on the girl.
Harry, we owed that girl.
Pay the bill. Come on out of there.
What for?
Come on out of there.
What's your problem, buddy?
When I need you 100%. I want it all.
All right, you'll get it all.
Ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. How dare you embarrass me in front of all my friends like this?
Death on credit.
Mike Connors of Mannix is back in a special police story movie. He's a cop who's been a hero, now in the grip of a crippling fear.
Robert! Please let me in.
I just can't go back to work.
Mike Connors and Martin Milner star in Stigma, a 2-hour police story movie on The Big Event, tomorrow at 9, 8 Central Time on NBC.
Who knows how to open the safe? Elmore, huh? Elmore Cato. well, they actually call me Rocky. I really prefer that.
The ID says Elmore. Elmore Quincy Cato. You think you can carry all that?
Rocky, if you don't mind.
Sunday, based on the landmark series, an all-new police story movie.
There is a whole city living out there in fear.
Serial murders.
How many of these young kids have to die before we do our job?
Why can't the police stop them?
He's been adjudged a sexual psychopath.
Officer needs help.
This thing is not gonna end.
Angie Dickinson, Richard Crenna, Ben Gazzara, Don Meredith, and Tony LoBianco return in a 3-hour television event snatched from today's headlines. Police Story, The Freeway Killings.
Finally, after 14 years with the LAPD and a couple of years with Police Story, things got to be too much for me. I had written a third book while still a cop. And that book was nonfiction. It was a true crime story called The Onion Field. And that book became even a bigger bestseller. So now I was getting so much attention, I could not function anymore as a detective. People would make up crimes to come into Hollenbeck Division police station and ask for me to solve them. And it was just embarrassing. My partners were being deluged with fans and people wanting to talk to me for ridiculous reasons, thinking I could get them a job on Police Story or something or other. And still writing books, but you know what? I never stopped writing books the way we started it with Police Story. To this day, I get together with cops and I say, tell me stories, anything that enters your mind, just as we did on Police Story. And I take them to dinner and I buy them drinks. And with the male cops, it takes about 3.5 drinks to get them to tell me good stories. Female cops are naturals and they're fearless and they can tell emotional stories, the stuff that I need. And I'm doing that this very night. And I will probably always do it because, you know, I love them, but it's tough love, so it's okay.